Okay, so this is a mini vlog review of the first 11 episodes of Boruto, Naruto Next Generations. I'm probably like, I don't know, 6 months late to this show. Watching it on Crunchyroll in subtitles, which I've never watched Naruto in sub. Mostly because I saw the dub when it first came out. Watched about, I want to say the first 4 seasons almost all the way through, when they actually aired on Cartoon Network way back when, and gave up shortly. Came back during, I think, the Jiraiya arc, just, I think, towards the end of the series, after tons of filler about Sasuke, because fuck Sasuke. And then watched Shippuden when that started on Disney, which was weird. Saw that for also like 2 or 3 seasons, gave up again, and then finished the dub with the Pain arc. And then everything else was never dubbed. So, yeah, I haven't watched anything since then. Seeing this in subtitles, so I'll try and rush this. I've seen the movies, so I'm sort of caught up with, Naruto and Hinata got busy, had kids. Hinata stopped being freaking whiny and figured out that she wanted the D from Naruto. Holy shit, you figured that out after like fucking 20 years, bitch? Really? Or like freaking 10 years and then freaking like had kids and then Naruto apparently got a job. Oh my god. Lazy fucker got a job. So, good things about this show. Shows that Naruto, despite all of his flaws that are glaringly obvious throughout every series he's been in, his heart shows through, and that's great because that was the thing that kind of held the show together, aside from like the great cast of secondary characters throughout the early seasons and parts of Shippuden. You had Shikamaru, who was like the cool, smart guy, strategist, who later in the series, especially in this series, pardon me, essentially becomes Naruto's friend based on his work relationship, which is actually a great point that I really like in this series, because Naruto, as the seventh Hokage, leader of the village in this new anime, it shows that Shikamaru is sort of the voice of reason and keeps things blunt for Naruto because he's still somewhat of a simpleton in terms of understanding words, which is kind of funny, but they don't, unlike the American and English dub, it's not thrown in your face constantly. I mean, I believe in the Japanese version of the original Naruto, and even parts of Shippuden, he's still treated as an invalid. But I think this was a more respectful way of doing it without making it completely obvious. And I appreciate that. And so yeah, it starts off with Boruto, Naruto's son, who hates Naruto with a passion, or at least dislikes him intensely because he's the leader of the village. He has to stay working constantly. That's a decent dynamic, but it doesn't compare to Naruto, who had no family, no friends until like the 10th episode. Whereas in this, by episode 11, Boruto has so many friends, it's insane. Although it's great, the dynamic, a new character called Mitsuki, who pretty much within the earliest Boruto related movie already spoiled his origin, and you could have Googled even before that movie came out who Mitsuki is. I'm gonna spoil it now. He's apparently, what I remember reading on Wikipedia and other articles, maybe that was just it. I don't know. I read a lot of Wikipedias. I believe he's a clone or some sort of incarnation or child of was the dude from freaking like every Naruto villain ever. What was his name? I can't remember his freaking name. I don't know why. The snake guy. You'd think with someone so relevant, who's the villain of almost every main arc, at some point, in some form or another, between resurrections, manipulating everyone, and everything, I'd remember a name, like that. But also he's kind of cliche by the end, because, he always wanted to use Sasuke in his plans, and it just got old. But yeah, so Boruto, Too Many Friends, Mitsuki, a really cool introduction because he's like Boruto's only friend that's not directly related to Naruto's old link of friends. They're not like he's not like each of the kids from the original series has kids that are Boruto's age, which realistically would be fucking impossible. They'd all have to be within 12 months. That means all the women that got laid with all the dudes would somehow have to have sex within 12 months, within a year span. Like, all these people were like 20, between 20 and 25 when they decided to have kids after becoming master ninjas in a war. What kind of logic is that? The writer seriously expects you to believe that bullshit. What? I know the writer of Naruto is like kind of getting older, and he's actually given a lot of his manga writing and artist skills, he passed them down already. So I know he only wrote the rough drafts for this shit, probably, but it's just really sad. With that aside, so it's really cool that Mitsuki's the different one. And he's also, because he's the clone or son of a major villain, and it's a snake demon like person. It's really neat. Like, he doesn't have like normal emotion. He's happy and obsessed with Boruto. Like, and it's kind of homoerotic, which is always funny in these anime shows when it's like it's a sort of a homosexual fascination with people in shows, and the writer completely doesn't know because they don't know what gay people are like. So it's just like an obsession that most Westerners will assume is homoerotic, such as myself, or at least allude to it because it's hilarious. And it's like, is Boruto my son? Like the word, like the son outside, which is, I think, a Japanese like metaphor for like, is he important to my life and my goals in some way, I assume. Which is different. I mean, it's kind of like the original Snake guy's obsession with Sasuke, but it's less on the nose in a way, even though he's talking to his creator through a snake, like at night, and it's weird. But yeah, so my main problem with this series, this is 11 episodes in, they don't get to the point at all. And Naruto, I believe in the first 11 episodes, Naruto gets his first friends, he joins the 3-man team, and he finally finishes the academy by learning a jutsu, which is a ninja skill. In this, I'm pointing at the screen because I'm watching it on Crunchyroll right now, and paused it. In this, they're still in the academy. Most of these kids already know jutsu. And, okay, I get the point is in this new series, it's ninja school mixed with an actual academy for middle school, which is neat. My main issue with that is that they had both of those in the original, from what I can somewhat understand. The Naruto and most of the people in the community went to ninja school, and the rest of the people who were normal and didn't want to freaking always get stuck in war, or didn't want to always be stuck with grunt work, chose to do academics. Or they went to other villages to do academics because they didn't want to die, which makes sense, fine. This, combining it, sort of delays the 3-man team, which they've explained, but it's dumb. It wastes time on an arc to explain Boruto's new abilities, which we're 11 episodes in and still hasn't been described yet. I already Googled it, so I know what the fuck it's called. I know what it is. I don't like waiting for the show to explain it to me, and to see when this arc will be fulfilled. I mean, I like the character development, especially for Boruto. It's pretty interesting. I mean, it'll never top, like, Rock Lee, who's one of my favorite characters of all time and in the show. Naruto himself, who, like, in the early seasons was great. I didn't appreciate him a lot in later seasons. Shippuden sort of revitalized that because he wanted to be like Gaara, who'd become the leader of the Sand Village at only like 16 or 14. So that was fucking insane. It gave me hope that Naruto would eventually become Hokage, which he did. He became the leader of his village. Sure, he was like 24, 25. But nonetheless, that's freaking amazing. That is awesome. You know, goals revealed. This is sort of the fast track. This is, and they already show this. It's supposed to be both Sarada and Naruto are supposed to be a mix between Sasuke and Naruto. Sarada, Uchiha is essentially Sakura and Sasuke's kid, and she has glasses because she has like a weird eye stigmatism related to the freaking Sharingan, I guess. And freaking, from what I've read, and Boruto is Hinata and Naruto's kid, and so he has, which is being developed right now in the 11th episode, is he has an eye jutsu, but it's a different new one. And he already has a dream of like the ultimate ninja with the 666 symbol that's the like has the ultimate eye jutsu. And it's telling him that you will be like an ultimate ninja, which they kind of did with Naruto, like in the Pain arc. Like he literally fights someone who had the ultimate eye jutsu, who believed he was the 666 ninja, but wasn't, which was actually an interesting arc. And in the book that Jiraiya wrote, it was about Pain, but it also alluded to Naruto as being someone that could rebuild the world. Having Boruto already explained within the first 10 episodes as an ultimate ninja is just really weak and cheap to me. I mean, it's not really fair to the older arcs in the older series, even if they do have the biggest amount of filler arcs in almost any anime ever. I think actually it beats, pretty sure it beats, definitely beats Dragon Ball Z, which is insane. It beats Dragon Ball Super, also insane. It just does all this crap. So it's frustrating. What I like about it is, you know, I still like the character development, and I like how none of these characters react in the way the older characters did, because they went through war, they went through suffering. Even the ones that were better off or had families that were, you know, in a relative state of peace despite the war. You know, they had their shortcomings and they had their problems. This, even though they don't have like dead parents, they don't have issues within society as much, because Naruto, as well as I forget his name, Kakashi, have already freaking pretty much wiped out and most of the war within the countries. You know, they don't have to deal with that shit. They're gonna like, they already have their own personality and their own way of handling things. I think the only one that I think sort of feels like understands it is Shikadai, who is Shikamaru's son. And that's because he's essentially like Shikamaru, but not a freaking mopey dickbag like he was as a kid, which is kind of like different. He's Shikamaru light. Like he still says what a drag, which is kind of different. But he like he's always trying to take care of Boruto first, which is Shikamaru didn't do until the retconned backstory in Shippuden, and later when he worked with Naruto during the war and as the Hokage's assistant now. So it's a little different for me. I will say overall it's pretty good though. I'm going to keep watching. Probably episodes 12 through 24 or 12 through 23 I will make another video on. Peace.